Hey gang, the Schlocking Stuffer triple feature continues on with this Doc Schlock by request, and it comes to us from fellow YouTuber ROMSreviews, and I'm going to also give this one out to fellow YouTuber Aaron Pynn, because you gotta go check out the last cathode ray transmissions video that we did, volume 6, and check out Aaron's reaction when ROMSreviews, aka Lauren G, mentioned this horrible movie. It's Return to Sleepaway Camp. Yeah. Apparently the old camp decides to reopen. Why, doesn't that sound familiar? And shortly after it opens up, murders start piling up. It's, basically, murders start piling up, and they all blame this kid who gets constantly picked on and causes trouble named Alan. But of course, Alan denies having anything to do with the murders. Alan starts to befriend some frogs, and, well, for that, he gets humiliated too. Did I forget to mention that there's also a character in here named Sheriff Jerry? Sheriff Jerry's apparently trying to check out all this stuff happening and everything like that, trying to basically get some sort of a grip on what's going on, why the murder's happening again. And there's a counselor who was at this camp before when the murders happened originally. It's gonna get worse, folks, sorry. Anyway, so you got this one counselor who was at the camp when the murders originally happened, and when they start happening again with all kinds of ridiculous, over-the-top kills, even more ridiculous in possibly part 2 and 3. Yeah, Sheriff Jerry's right there on the scene to see what's going on, but they all blame Alan. Is it really Alan? Is Alan getting revenge on all those kids who keep picking on him? Wow, that's rough. Told you it was gonna get worse. Anyway, Alan keeps getting blamed for all these murders happening because every time somebody picks on poor little Alan, they wind up dead. And there are some ridiculous deaths in this movie. I would really love to just give away all of them. Let's see, what was it? Death by gasoline can and hose. Death by bed spikes. Death by rat in a cage on somebody's head. Never mind. You know what? Just don't watch this movie. A lot of people said Sleepaway Camp 4 was the worst. I've not seen Sleepaway Camp 4, but maybe that's a good thing. But this one, yeah, this one's pretty bad. It stars Vincent Pastore, who you might know from The Sopranos, the late Isaac Hayes, who of course was the voice of Chef on South Park. He's been in multiple movies. He did the theme from Shaft, and Felissa Rose, who it turns out she played in the first Sleepaway Camp movie, and she returned for this one as Angela. Now, how does that make any sense? Because it turns out Sheriff Jerry is really Angela in disguise, and she's wearing some sort of a voice thing to kind of disguise her voice. Yeah. Towards the end of the movie, Alan is badly injured, and this one kid, whose name I can't remember, like it matters, kind of beats him with a croquet mallet, and for that, the poor kid gets skinned alive. Because apparently this kid and a bunch of other kids skinned the frogs that Alan loved. Because this kid and a bunch of friends skinned a bunch of frogs alive that Alan loved. Sheriff Jerry comes out of nowhere, talks about how kids can still be cruel, and it turns out it's Angela. And in a post-credit scene, we find out how Angela pulled all this off by apparently posing as a helpless driver, got a sheriff to pull over, and crushed his head with the car she had, with apparently a tire off the rim or something like that. Anyway, yeah, this movie was just idiotic and really bad. So special thanks to fellow YouTubers ROMSreviews and Aaron Pynn for their suggestion of this movie. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror you'd like for me to review, send it this way and I'll get on it ASAP. Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed my triple feature Schlocking Stuffer. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay strong and rock on.